first problem on linear application notes is that the table shows how much money Ava is saving each month. And that is important to note that it is each month. So here's the table. After 4 months, she saved $130. 5 months, she saved $150. 6 months, $170. So we're going to first find the slope, and we're going to use the slope formula. So the slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now something you could do is just pick two ordered pairs and rewrite them. I would pick 4 and 130 and 5 and 150. And then you could label xy, xy, and your 1s and your 2s. Then you would substitute it into the formula. 150 minus 130 over 5 minus 4. And that is going to equal 20 over 1. So m equals 20. Because that's how much money she's going to save every single month. So let's go to the next column. It says the interpretation and the equation. So the rate of change we know is the m. And if my m is 20, I need to know what does that 20 mean. So if we know m is y over x, and y is money, and x is months, then we know that we should have $20 saved per month would be our answer. Now we're going to look at the initial value. We have used a point and the slope to find the initial value. And we used it using y equals mx plus b. And if I pick an ordered pair, like 4, 130, I can plug that into my y and my x, and I already have the m. So I would have 130 equals, the m is 20, the x is 4, plus b. Then we would solve for b. We have a one-step equation. So b equals 50. But I'm not going to go to the bank and say the b equals 50. I'm not even going to go to the bank and say my initial value is 50. What does the $50 actually mean? It actually means that that's where she started when she started saving her money, her $20 every month. So Ava started with $50. And you should box answers because when you have your quiz tomorrow over this, you're going to want to know what's expected to have as your final answer for each section. Then at the very bottom it has y equals, and that's where we're going to put the equation. The equation we're going to use is y equals mx plus b. And we know the m and the b are the only two things we need to change. So we have y equals 20x plus 50. So for the last part, we have how much will she save in 1 year, and we also have a graph. If we're graphing, we have to label the x and y axes. And if I look at my table, I know we have the months for the x and the y much money she has. And I know for the months, she has the first month, the second, all the way as far as I can go on the graph. And then for the money, I'm going to look at my equation that I'm using, which is y equals 20x plus 50. If I were to plot that, then I'm starting with the beginning point at 0. So I'm starting with 50. I'm going to start my graph with 50. You don't have to, but you'll be able to plot more, and it will be more representative of what's happening if you start there. So I know my 0 50 because she starts out with $50 before she starts saving. I'm then going to look at the M, which is increasing by $20 each month. So I'm going to increase by $20 as I go up the y-axis. Then I can go ahead and plot what I have on the table, which is 4, 130. So 4, and I can go up to 130. 5 is 150. 6 is 170. And because I know it's changing by 20 each month, it was easy for me to fill in the rest of the blanks. I can connect the dots and show an arrow because it's going to keep going as she starts to save more. So then we can answer our question, how much will she save after 1 year? We're going to use y equals mx plus b, and in our case, it's y equals 20x plus 50. Well, 1 year is not going along with what we have on the table. The table has months. So we need to know that 1 year equals 12 months. And months is which value, the x or the y? It is the x value. So that means in our equation, we're going to substitute the number 12 in place of the x right there. You need to make sure that you write this part so that you know which value we're replacing the number with in the equation. So we have y equals 20 times 12 plus 50. When you solve this, we get y equals 240 plus 50. So that is y equals 290. Well, we have y equals 290, so she's going to tell people after a year y equals 290. Well, that doesn't mean anything. We need to know, what does 290 mean? We know it's dollars because that's what the y value is. $290 Ava will have saved, that's not a word, saved after 1 year. And that would be our final answer.